How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown. As you know, this will be part 4 of my college football playoff semifinal preview, Alabama versus Clemson. Today, I'm bringing you another gameplay analysis of Clemson, this time of their matchup against Virginia Tech earlier in the season. I want to do this game because I wanted to know how the offense with Kelly Bryant at the helm, how would they respond to Virginia Tech, a team that's traditionally strong at defense and gives people trouble. And I wanted to know how they decided to attack this team and give you some of the plays that I thought that were important, and hopefully it'll give you a better understanding of who Clemson is. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So Clemson started out on the ball. Not on the ball. They started out on defense. That's what I meant to say, defending the ball. And as they did in the previous game that I showed you, they started out on the first 2 plays rushing only 3 defensive linemen. And whether they were playing man or zone is irrelevant. It's just that it seems that they like to test the offense by starting out by only rushing 3 and seeing what they're going to do from there. At least that's what it seems like. I don't know. And they got themselves in pretty good position and forced 3 and out on the first drive. They stopped the screen pass on 3rd and long, probably scaring the team off with that defensive front. Now, Clemson started out running the ball, but then at the 13-minute, 3-second mark of the first quarter, they did a wide receiver screen to Deion Kane, but Kelly Bryant threw it too high. And then, weirdly enough, on the next play, it shows you his inconsistency. That's how he's up and down. On the 12-minute, 57-second mark, he throws a well-placed 50-50 ball to Ray McLeod, who's a short receiver, on the left sideline on a fade route. So he goes from the previous play to throwing too high on a screen pass to a very tall receiver to throwing a really well-placed fade route on the left sideline to a really short receiver. He's just up and down like that. 12-minute, 37-second mark, just another example of the fact that they like to throw short passes. This is a run-pass option screen pass to Hunter Renfrow. Then at the 12-minute, 3-second mark in the first quarter, they do play action. They block left. Kelly Bryant rolls right. He gets pressured, and he throws the ball high. So we've already seen in this game that he's throwing the ball high. Like I told you guys before, I believe that's somewhat due to his mechanics and how he seems to be a bit of an arm thrower and how he doesn't get his hips rotated well enough, at least in my opinion. Now, at the 11-minute, 57-second mark, this is a highlighted play for me. Said Kelly Bryant hits Hunter Renfrow on a corner route on 3rd and 7 for a first down. But the ball was late and it was behind a bit. Hunter Renfrow had to turn around and jump. When your receiver has to stop, turn around, and jump for the ball, that means that you threw the ball late and it's behind. And that's not a pass that you need to make. It needs to be more accurate on time. It seems like he was trying to aim it, or at least that's the sense you get with how late the ball was. If that pass was thrown on time, then it's probably a touchdown rather than just a first down. So that's an important play here. It kind of shows you some of that, the difference between being a really, really good passer and or at least very consistent with your really good passes, and also just being a little bit inconsistent up and down. Let's see, what play am I going to give you guys next? I'm going to jump down a little bit because they end up scoring on this drive to start out, I believe. Yeah, I'll tell you the play they scored on. After they did a few runs here and there, they got to, let me see, the 7-minute, 5-second mark. It's a good job by Kelly Bryant to see Feaster, it's the running back here, wide open on a leak. Just a little leak out of the backfield, almost like a little screen, but it really wasn't. He just kind of leaked out of the backfield as they were rushing up the field. He hits him, and it's an easy 60-yard touchdown. So it's a short pass that gets a touchdown. And actually, on that first drive, they only got a field goal. And at this mark here, at the 7-minute, 5-second mark, that's their first touchdown. They went up 10-0. So he scored a touchdown here by throwing a short pass to the running back, who then took it 60 yards for a touchdown. Now, at the 3-minute, 47-second mark, Virginia Tech kind of struggled on offense a little bit, so you're going to see a lot of Clemson stuff. Kelly Bryant's back on the ball here. Kelly Bryant had a pocket. This is one of my highlighted plays. He had a nice pocket here, but he was flustered because the rush came upfield. So he took off even though his number one guy, Hunter Renfrow, was open on a crossing route behind the linebacker zone. And because he was impatient and decided to run, he ended up a yard short of the first down. Now I'm going to drop down a little bit. 3-minute, 14-second mark, Clemson's on defense. And I said, wow, I would draft the guy based on this play. You know, I'm just kind of laughing here because this was a good play, though. Dexter Lawrence ends up taking on 4 blockers total on this play. And he was constantly double-teamed, and he still stuffed the run. This shows you how good of a player he is. He's 6'5", 340. He's a big man. This shows you his value. This shows you what he can do for this Clemson defensive line. This is why they're so respected. That's just a good play. If you want to see good defensive play here, go to the 3-minute, 14-second mark and watch number 90 go to work here on defense. I'm going to drop down a little bit more. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Clelin Ferrell here with some instant pressure on an inside move that he gets. And then cornerback number 1, Mullen, he gets the edge on the right tackle as well. He's coming off a blitz. Virginia Tech tries to throw a one-on-one matchup with Ryan Carter on the outside. I didn't put the result here, so I don't know what happened, but I'm assuming it was unsuccessful. So we're going to move on to the second quarter. Clemson running the ball, another inside zone. They did a lot of inside zone running plays in this game. I didn't tell you them all. I had more plays that I left out, but they've done it quite a bit. So they like to do inside zone runs as well as try to get the jet sweeps on the edge. So that actually is going to be really interesting because Deron Payne is going to be going against the center, and it's going to be interesting to see what that matchup looks like. 14-minute, 53-second mark of the second quarter. So they throw a short stick route to the tight end, number 80. Then 13-minute, 34-second mark. Kelly Bryant is the highlighted play here. He missed the tight end, number 80, and Hunter Renfrow immediately. They were open immediately. So he tried to run, and he ends up getting sacked. So it's just another example of his inconsistency. And this is early on in the season. Maybe he got a little bit better at this, but it does show you that he's kind of up and down a little bit. 9-minute, 51-second mark. Kelly Bryant overshoots wide receiver number 5 in single coverage by a significant amount. I mean, he just flat out missed him. His guy had a step. Probably could have been a touchdown if he hit him in stride, but he just missed him. 9-minute, 41-second mark. To me, it looked like a one read and go type play where they told Kelly Bryant, read this one guy. If he's not open, run. And it seems like that's what happened. The 9-minute, 4-second mark, it was a design quarterback draw, so they likely get a lot of those out for him. The 8-minute, 39-second mark, Kelly Bryant overshoots wide open Deion Kane down the seam by a significant amount. So this is the second time I said he's missed a guy by a significant amount. His placement on his throws and his ability to hit those, it goes up and down. Sometimes he looks good doing it, and sometimes he doesn't. 8-minute mark. Kelly Bryant throws too high, so one more time, too high to Deion Kane on a curl route. And they have to settle for a field goal. And then that backup kick I was telling you about, he misses the field goal here. I highlighted at this point in the game, I guess as I moved down a little bit further, that Clemson was playing some of their backup defensive linemen. And when those backup defensive linemen come into the game, they seem to be able to be run on a lot more easier than the starting guys, Christian Wilkins, Dexter Lawrence, and Clelin Ferrell. So if you can wear out those first guys, it seems that you can get some success running against the backups. 4-minute, 48-second mark. Clelin Ferrell and Dexter Lawrence, they disrupt the pocket. They move it. They move the pocket themselves. It's kind of intense how they are able to do this so consistently. 3-minute, 10-second mark. They threw a screen pass to Rayward McLeod. This is Clemson on offense. 2-minute, 40-second mark. The left guard, number 74, is beat immediately on the outside shoulder. So it's the left guard, outside shoulder. That's the shoulder that's going closer to the left tackle. But Kelly Bryant hits Deion Kane on the post route. A little late, though, as Deion Kane had to stop for it. Had to stop and then catch the ball. That's a sign that the ball came out of the quarterback's hand late. What play am I going to give you next? I'll tell you the 1-minute, 43-second mark. Kelly Bryant hits Deion Kane on a 5-yard out route on the right sideline, but Deion Kane gets free, and he gets big yardage down to the goal line. And Kelly Bryant impressively got the ball out with 2 guys in his face. So that's just a good play by him. I'm going to skip down a little bit more. Oh, actually, I'll show you this play because Dexter Lawrence made a pretty good play. 1 minute, 13-second mark. Dexter Lawrence is attacking as he sheds the center's block with the engage and pull technique where you kind of like put both hands on the guy and then use this power to pull him and throw him out of the way. But then there gets a double team to try to help on him. But he still tackles the quarterback while he's being double teamed. He tackles the quarterback trying to scramble. Dexter Lawrence is a really good player. But like I said in the previous video, got to watch out because he is nursing that injury, kind of that broken toe. 0 minutes, 39-second mark of the second quarter. It's a nice swim over move by Christian Wilkins. But then he also gets double teamed, so it's like double teams are the way to go for these guys. And because of that, the quarterback hits the post route against that Clemson zone. And like I said before, the post route comes open across that middle behind those linebacker zone, in front of the safety. And as I told you before, the safety is out of position. This time it wasn't Van Smith, though. It was Tanner Muse, number 19. And he was out of position, and he seemed confused on this play. 21 seconds left in the second quarter. Perfectly played man coverage downfield on wide receiver number 5 by the Clemson defense. They even got a veteran grab. This is Ryan Carter here. Even got a veteran grab on him before he jumped up to get the ball. So he's only 5'9", so good play by Ryan Carter. Virginia Tech ends up missing the field goal before halftime. Now, third quarter here, Clemson they slowly kind of got the game to fall into. They kind of fell into having the game get away from Virginia Tech rather than dominating Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech played really hard. They just kind of let it slip away. So my analysis is going to kind of cut off abruptly toward the end of the third quarter. I'm not going to even get much into the fourth, but third quarter here. Textbook, just to start out, textbook edge run defense by Dorian O'Daniel of Virginia Tech. He engaged this guy and he shed him to get the tackle. Going to drop down a little bit to the 13-minute, 5-second mark. Look at Dexter Lawrence here. This is a highlighted play. He pushed into the backfield and threw the left tackle and wrapped up while forcing a fumble on the running back. Like I said, that's another draftable play. I see that type of play and I'm like, I draft this guy for my defense in the pros. He's a pretty good player. But go look at that play. He did. He pushes guys, so he shows pass rushing field or at least bull rushing skills to get into the backfield, wraps up the running back so it's a secure tackle, and also strips him in the process. 11 minute 55-second mark is another design QB draw for Kelly Bryant. 11 minute 20-second mark, Kelly Bryant sees man coverage. He decides to scramble for a first down. 10 minute 53-second marks, the third straight run for Kelly Bryant. I told you they like to run with him. They like to do it. I'm gonna show you this play. This is a crazy play. This shows you kind of his athleticism and kind of one of those fun plays that you like to see. Maybe somebody makes a highlight video out of it on YouTube. But for all you guys that are fans of crazy football plays, the 8 minute 44-second mark of the third quarter here. The offensive line, they block down to the right. Kelly Bryant rolls to his left to try to hit Ray Ravencloud in the flat, or he takes off and runs. So it seems like a one-reader-go type play. The linebacker closes down quickly on him and almost gets the tackle, but he can't wrap Kelly Bryant up. And then in the process of not being able to wrap him up, number 40 comes over to help him, but Kelly Bryant ends up spinning out of that tackle. And so by now, he's run backwards. Like I say, he likes to run backwards. By now, he's 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He then outruns linebacker number 54 to the left sideline, on the edge of it, to get a 2-yard gain. So he ends up gaining 12 yards after running back 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know how he pulled that off, but it was a fun play to watch, and I rewinded a few times just so I could keep watching it. So if you want to go see a fun play, the 8 minute 44-second mark of the third quarter against Virginia Tech is an interesting play to go see. 7 minute 57-second mark, another design quarterback draw. 7 minute 18-second mark of the third quarter. It's an inside zone run for Clemson. They like to do it. I don't know if they end up scoring in the drive. They probably did. But I'm going to just drop down to, I don't know if I'm going to keep going too much. I pretty much stated all that I wanted to. 3-minute 54-second mark. It's another example of Van Smith being out of position as he allows number 86 to get behind the coverage, behind his coverage. So he's out of position. Like I said, Van Smith, when they have a breakdown in their zone coverage, or if somebody's letting somebody get behind them, it's usually the safeties, and it's usually Van Smith. So like I said, that's somebody to look out for when Alabama takes deep shots across the middle. Not too much more happened after this play. Virginia Tech tried to make a comeback. They did slow Clemson down on offense a good bit after this, but they just couldn't muster enough offense to score against Clemson. Dorian Daniel got an interception return for a touchdown in the fourth quarter, but that's because the receiver let the ball fly through his hands and pop in the air. But that's all I got to say for this particular game. Thanks for sticking with me this whole time. What do you all think about, Clemson's offensive game plan? Do you think they'll continue to try to hit a lot of these short stick routes and inside zones and quarterback designs against Alabama? We'll see. Most teams don't try to deviate too much from that plan, so it'll be interesting to see if they have success. This may be the last game analysis I do of Clemson, and I might focus on some matchups of Clemson and Alabama that I think are going to be really fun to watch. That may be my next video. So until then, I'll see you all for the next one. Thanks for listening, as always. See you next time.